Alright, hey guys, it's me, and here we are back to Kirby Fighters again. This time we're actually going to be doing Ninja on Very Hard. Now, Ninja is interesting. It's actually harder to do in the first rounds than it is for against Shadow Kirby. But we'll get to that later. First we're starting off with Cutter, and it's very simple, just one-on-one. Of course, what you want to do is kind of hard. See, the one thing about the reason why Ninja is so hard to use in the first rounds is because all these people have long-range weapons, and you can't really get near them very well because you don't really have too many long-range weapons. The only one you have is your little knife attack, but that doesn't actually do any resistance against them. It doesn't actually move them against you. It just hits them kind of like Fox's laser from Smash Brothers. It just does damage, but doesn't actually do anything aside from that. Anyway, next up is Hammer, which is also kind of annoying to deal up against for the fact that Hammer is so powerful and so beastly and has so many invincibility frames that it's really hard to actually do in Team Up on do damage against it. Now you can pretty much negate any damage you do with the knife just by whacking it, basically, so it's kind of hard to actually judge. But I'm going to grab this little invincibility lollipop here. Invincibility candy, whatever the name of it is, I think it's actually invincibility candy technically. But I like calling it a lollipop because that's exactly what it is. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Best attack to actually do for damage is actually just like holding down A, which actually does like a slash and then another slash. I think it's called like quad shock or something like that. Either way, when it actually has that little cracker like that, the fireworks, you can finish to do a little slash, which is called the Shadow Slash, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it Shadow Slash? Or either way, then I grab this and actually hit him with that. So there you go. Or is it, oh no, it's Stealth Slash. I think it's Stealth Slash. There we go. Anyway, next you have two swords, which is kind of equally annoying to deal with. Like I said, it's actually hard to do the rounds beforehand than it is to actually do it against Shadow Kirby. But you'll see that when I actually get there. Now, I can't really do too much, so I'm going to stay over here and just spam the B button. Just use the knives like this constantly, just like do damage. As you can tell, it's doing absolutely nothing to them in terms of actually resistance. But it's doing some damage to them regardless. I think I'm just going to get up here, not really worth it. And they actually hit me through that, so I can't really do much about that at all. I'm just going to throw out little Gordo right there and just shoot knives this way. That way he could actually, he's going to have to get hit no matter what. He can't actually hit me from that angle there. So either way, at some point he's going to have to hit me, but oh, he's sleeping. You know what? You never sleep when a ninja's approaching. They'll kill you in your sleep. And there we go. Yay! Now we have Bomb and Whip. Bomb is kind of annoying to deal with, and so is Whip. In fact, everything's annoying to deal with is Ninja. Everything, except maybe Fighter, maybe? Because that's the only one that's actually also close range, and only close range. Whereas everything else is usually quick, far distance range, you can't really get close to them. Sword is also kind of annoying to deal with, because, well, you can't really do any down, you can't actually attack them from above. You have to actually attack them directly, and meanwhile they can actually hit you from above and below, so it's kind of a lot harder to deal with. Either way, we're not facing that right now, so I'd say to stay over here, that bomb's there. And they're kind of screwing themselves over with a Squirtle there. Their enemy AI is not exactly the greatest. More people would just actually fly up there. But I'm not going to question, I'm just going to stay over here spamming my little knife thing. He's going to get near Krako, and he's going to get rained on immensely. Fall over to the left and land on the Gordo, and alright, that worked out perfectly. Alright, whatever. Yay! Now we have 3 archers. Alright, this shouldn't be too bad. Archers aren't really that hard to fight against. It's just really hard to fight with. Well, for the most part anyway. Either way, I'm just going to do the same thing I've done previously. Just kind of stay in a corner and just spam the knife button when I can. Otherwise, I'll just do quad shock. But it's kind of hard to even do that because all these arrows are being launched at me as well. So it's kind of hard to judge. I think at this point I'm just waiting for someone to come near me and then just do the stealth slash like this. And just spam the knives. Just keep spamming the knives. That's all I can do. And I'm going to get away from there. He's invincible. And you're invincible. Why are you doing that? Why are you making yourself invincible when you're already invincible? I don't understand. Whatever. Managed to get myself smashed there, and they're just fighting themselves. I'm just going to keep on spamming knives again while they're doing that. And my knives get so fast, you actually hurt the clouds as well. But I'm trying to get my way out of here so I don't get hurt by those anymore. And thankfully that thing ends up, and then I can just keep on spamming it. Now there's only one more to deal with. It's very simple. Just slash, slash, and it's dead. Yay! Now we have one more round before we face up against Shadow Kirby. Parasol, Fighter, and Beam. Alright, not precisely in that order of what I listed, but regardless, it makes the same point across. It's going to span in this corner here. Slash, slash. Gonna try to get away from the corner because apparently they're just gonna keep spamming with Beam. Beam is probably the most annoying to deal with this ninja, in my opinion, because that whole spray attack that he does there. It's if you get trapped in a corner, you can't really do anything about it. You can't actually get near Beam whatsoever because the only way Beam could really attack is by long range, and the only way you can attack by is by close range. To get near it, you're gonna get hurt in some way, shape, or form. So Beam, in that opinion, is actually one of the hardest ones to deal with. Right up here, I can just spam him while they're pretty much teammate up on him with the umbrella, with the parasol there. I'm just going to stay over here and hit that little question mark there. And it looks like it just drops a bunch of these little bombs. Okay. He's using that little beam blast there, just trying to get out of here as quick as I can. I'm going to throw this right over there, grab an invincibility lollipop. Grab him, slam him with the ground, and now he's dead. Yay! So that means one more round. That's, of course, against Shadow Kirby Ninja. Like I said, Ninja is actually one of the easier ones to deal with from Shadow Kirby, in my opinion. But you'll see very soon why. Now, it looks... he's very quick, yes. However, you can just spam this back and forth. Back and forth. Just keep on spamming it. Eventually, by doing this, you're going to win in some way. However... you still have to be very careful in how you're attacking him because that little slash towards him doesn't always work, which you will see very shortly. I mean, he does a very good job, but if you get too close to him and you don't time it properly, he can actually grab you as you get near him, or sometimes he'll also spam Blossom Shower when he gets near you as well. So either way, you still have to be careful, and sometimes he can also kick you in the air while you're trying to actually do that little slash towards him. So you have to have proper judgment. I didn't use proper judgment there. Also, as you notice in this one here, I always show 3 fails that I get, because even though I already know exactly what to do, it is still really hard dealing with Shadow Kirby, because Shadow Kirby is always so fast and so quick. Don't even try using Blossom Shower on the guy. It is completely pointless and useless. Against him, anyway. He could use it on you perfectly, but he also grab you perfectly. If you try to grab him or use Blossom Shower on him, you will fail immensely. As you can tell, you have to be very careful. Also, if you get to a certain point, if you don't think you could actually kick back in time, try to avoid or try to stay away. But, see, he does the Blossom Shower with such perfect precision, like right when you're at the dash near him. Really hard to predict, really hard to deal with. I tried doing a jump attack. I'm like, oh wait, you can't do jump attacks as Ninja Kirby. Unless maybe you just like hold down the A as you're jumping, but that's not really much of a jump attack. That's more of a, hopefully your shock actually kills it. Stay away. Get close. And also you have to actually beat... he also is going to try to do the slash on you too, so you have to actually outbeat him. It's kind of like you're doing quick draw over and over and over in terms of your timing. In order to actually do the slash, you have to have good timing before he actually does it. So there lies the problem. So yeah. If he does it before you, if you don't do it slow enough, he'll actually slash at the same time because they do no damage to each other at all. Don't get too close to him because he also is very good at nailing the quad shock on you. But now we're going to do the magical jump cut, and here we are. Alright, now as you can tell, I really don't do all too much different. I actually give him some leeway time before actually going directly at him. If it feels like it's getting too close, I tend to actually kind of back away, but... see, you still have good judgment with your quad shock, with your, what is it? Stealth slash, there we go. But that's really all to do with Ninja. Ninja's not really all too difficult for that very reason. He's not... I mean, there aren't really too many other moves. If you try using any other moves against a guy, they're going to pretty much fail in every way. You can't do the drop kick. He'll drop kick you and actually do a Blossom Shower. You can't grab him. The only way you could actually properly attack him for good is by doing a little slash like this. So, yeah. He's also very good at dodging it, too. And actually grabbing you to actually counter. But either way, there you go. And Shadow Kirby is defeated. Yay! Congratulations! Alright, now that we're done with Ninja, I think the next one I'm going to be doing is actually Sword because of tradition. Anyway, see you guys then.